Good. All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Locker Room Sports Talk Show number 245. We're glad y'all stopped by to hang out with us here for a little part of your day. We've got a lot to talk about today. I mean, we got plenty to talk about. We'll talk about, of course, some Georgia football. There's problems down on the road at Athens, and it's not just one situation. We're going to talk a little more about it. And also, they're going to add some more scholarships to college. So instead of 85 scholarships, now it looks like they're going to be getting like 105 scholarships. So I'm kind of we'll kick that around and see how that turns out.
I think, and I don't want to get real into it, but I think people's going to be shocked what we tell them about what's going on at Georgia.
If you don't know, hang around. We'll talk to you about it. Also, some first-year coaches. I just thought, we'll just run through names. I'll tell you who they are. A lot of first-year coaches, not even do all of them. Mm-hmm. But yes, news talk, walk-ons may not happen anymore. And I'm going to talk about North Carolina State Wolfpack. Oh,
yeah, supposed to be pretty good. I'm going to talk about Iowa Hawkeyes, known for defense, and I think they'll be all right.
Yes,
there's not my sleeper team. It's just a team I think will be good.
They're growing big in Iowa.
Yeah.
Y'all hang around, come back with us. All right, show 245. Let's get it. There we are back on the screen. What's going on, people? If y'all hadn't subscribed to the channel already, we would appreciate if you stop by and hit that old subscribe button. If you're on Facebook, hit the thumbs up, run likes on this video. We sure do appreciate it. We had went over 1,000 last week for views, and we sure do are very appreciative of that. And first off, we'll kick this into high gear like karate.
I'm sorry, Matt. Can I interrupt for a second? We went over 1,000 last Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the media day views?
It was about 6,000.
Okay.
Last time I looked, it was about 6,000.
We ain't hit 1,000 many times. Not lately.
Yeah.
We have before.
No, on Facebook, it's usually 700, 800, 600. Yeah. It always bounces between 5 or 7. Mm-hmm. And then, JB coming on us doing high school.
Got all them people down there.
Yeah, them people wanted to watch, see what he's talking about, and he did a great job. He did a good job.
Yeah, he knows his material, don't he?
Yeah, absolutely. We can't wait to get him back on here. Right now, looks like Alabama and Auburn, everybody in recruiting are finishing the summer up. Weekend comes to an end. I'll mention that. And if you don't keep up with recruiting right now, Alabama is 2. And Auburn's at 12. Auburn on Big Cat weekend signed 2 4-stars to finish out their weekend. They recommitted a guy that had decommitted in Woody And they also recommitted a guy that was there, went to Bama, and then he left Bama and come back to Auburn. Coleman kid, lineman. So he's a little confused. I don't.
Auburn's doing a little better. He's recruiting pretty good, isn't he?
Better than what they've had in several years.
Harrison.
Terrible.
Or Malzahn.
Gus did okay, but there towards the end when Kevin then was trying to stab him in the back and they were running kids off, trying to set Gus up to fail. As far as 2026 class, Auburn is number 1 right now for 2026 recruiting. I think Penn State, Florida State fall right in there behind USC. And so I don't pay attention to 2026 recruits until probably Christmas. I'll start looking at it because we're talking about juniors, kids that are going to be juniors. They're like just getting their license and maybe 17 if they're older.
There'll be one of them decides they don't even want to play his senior year or something.
I
mean, it's possible.
Yeah, and I tried to be – I'm just trying to, give media and say don't get crazy excited about it. It is a long time away. And Auburn fans, some of them were down at me on Twitter because I'm trying to steal their thunder.
Well, you can't. Not 2 years ahead of time.
Celebrate, but they're celebrating it like –
especially with these transfers.
Yes, you see that 2026 number 1. I was like, Ohio State, LSU, Georgia, Oregon, and Bama have not even flexed their muscles yet. And when they start dropping them bags of cash, guys, that's never going to happen. Auburn never. I don't ever see them finishing in the top 5 ever. They don't have the money. You got to have money. One, and kids want to walk up the stairs to their weight room and look across the board and see first-round draft picks. Like within this decade, the last first-round receiver draft pick at Auburn was 72.
First-round receiver. Yeah.
That's when most of these kids' granddaddies was finishing school.
Right.
They want to. It's just about money. Is a big part of it, and a lot of it's tradition. So. Let them celebrate it. So I don't want to take that away from them. I'm just trying to be realistic.
I mean, it's 2 years ahead of time.
If Tennessee had
2 years,
if Tennessee had number 1 class right now for 26, I'd say
don't get too excited.
Slow down. Nobody ever starts 1, ever finishes 1.
No.
Bama usually in Ohio State and Oregon, they'll start out like 15. And then they'll slowly start creeping up. Bama had 6 5-stars from the 2026 class at their cookout this weekend.
Do you like the hey,
on 3 stuff?
Well, no, I'm just talking about like the rankings now. I mean, do you think we just need to wait until it's done? It's like we're like in August of 24. So here's who's number 1 for 26 so far. I mean,
well, I know. Well, they do it by these kids going to camps.
Yeah,
that's how they rate it. You go to these rivals camps and you have to get invited. And so hey, that's where some of the class are. Georgia is. Are they 4 right now? Ohio State went back to 1. So Ohio State, Bama, Oregon, Georgia.
Nobody new in the mix much.
No,
except Auburn, maybe.
Well, they're 12 on this year.
This year,
and if they get another guy they're looking to get, they may finish at 10, which will be great. They're moving in the right direction.
Getting their top 10 there. That's a good chance they'll be in that playoff. I'm serious.
Well, you gotta stay recruiting in the top 10 for years and years and years.
Right.
Why did Bama dominate? Because they were 1.
Yeah.
Or 2 or 1 or 2 or 1 or 2.
They still are. He's holding it. I mean, but he may not.
Yeah. No, they got. I mean,
die down.
It's just how it is. So, and congrats to Logan Anderson.
Oh yeah, Clemson.
Athlete out of 5, 3-star athlete on 3. Go over there and find him on Twitter and give him some love and share, comment, and tell him you're proud of him. I've watched him play since he was an 8th grader. I did see him playing a jamboree against Mars Hill his freshman year. And if you just stumble and around and know a little bit about football, when you watched him play, you were like, he can play football.
Yeah, 100. What we decide they're here, 150 yards a game so far in his career, average,
special.
And he's missed 4 games. He'd have 6,500 yards going in his senior year if he had played enough. He missed 5 games.
He's like a 3, from his knee injury.
Yes,
and he's like a 3-time state champ. And he was the MVP last year because he rushed for nearly 400 yards.
I know he's a 2-time. He probably dressed with him in his 8th grade, probably 3-time. They didn't win in his freshman year. Remember,
right. Yeah.
Sachs beat them.
Yeah.
But that Sachs team was very good. And
congrats to him on that.
Oh, yeah.
So that's some recruiting stuff. The summer's cooled off, and we'll start getting into pads. Will come out tomorrow for high school kids around here. So get on. And I just put up on the page, if you're watching, put up all the school schedules.
Yes, yes.
So you can go look at them, and some of them I made, and some of them, people ask me to make them. I will. I don't mind doing it. I like doing it.
Yeah, they look good. I saw.
I like doing some of it. And if some schools don't ask, well, I don't want to be like butt in. Like, what is he making a schedule for us for?
Yeah, right.
I mean,
who is this guy? Yeah.
But, so the schedules are up, and I'm working right here.
Well, it's just something nice to do. I don't think there's anything wrong.
I like doing it. I like doing that stuff. This is our schedule that I'm working on where we're going to be. Where I'll be at, and I just started because I just kind of started to get more information about schedules.
Yeah, I'll have to get more. Well, what I'm going to try to do, I write some for the.
Yeah, you just don't know till
for the post, and maybe that week I'll try to go to wherever you're at, but I might not.
Cherokee County, the 16th has North Jackson. That's the first game in the county. They'll have that, whatever kind of game that is, they're playing then that day.
Now that's just that doesn't. It's a jamboree.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Some kind of, I don't know if that's the right word to call it. Now, the 23rd, of course, Piedmont will then open the next week. Piedmont will open at Cherokee County, and Sandrock will be at Spring Garden.
2 good games.
So, that'd be too good to pick from. I'm
sure. I mean, I don't know. There's 3 guys cover games.
I would say now we're just shooting the breeze here. Yeah, thank y'all for coming by. We're just hanging out on the porch with me and Dean here. I bet Roy will probably go to center in Piedmont.
Right. He's got first choice. He's the man. And Shannon's going to help write, too.
Well, yeah, he'll have his stuff to write for WIS. And Ryan will be there covering the pictures, so I'll have pictures to share with kids for center game. But so you'll probably go to Spring Garden.
I probably.
Because that's the only other in-county.
I don't know where Cedar Bluff is.
They are at Valley Head and
their first 2 games. Valley Head and Collinsville.
Yeah.
It's a tough way to start out.
Yes. And then I hadn't got, you can see I don't have the other.
Right.
So I've been working on it. So I'm getting get there, and I have to see what Cedar Bluff home games are so I can mark, because those games he'll be at, because he does broadcasting, announcing at Cedar Bluff game. So we're getting it together, and we look forward to this season. I'm ready to get out and start seeing the guys play, and we had a good media days, and got to talk to all of them and cut up with them, and kind of get to see who's who, the faces who we're going to see on Friday nights.
Right.
And you know what? I noticed.
Most of them we knew most of them.
Sure. Hey, look, man, did you notice this? And I told you this that day. Every team in the county's got a lot of seniors. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
By the time like Spring Garden got up there, the 3rd team or so, I was like,
and it's the smallest school in the county.
They
got 6 or 7.
8. I think Spring Garden had 8.
Hey, we only had 5 my senior year.
Cherokee County?
Yeah.
Cherokee County
18.
Hey, wow, man, good gracious.
They got more seniors in Alabama.
And they've done the North twice.
Yeah.
And now they do have a big class.
Yeah. I didn't realize they had that big of a class.
But the North ain't getting no easier.
No, definitely. We talked about that last week.
Yes. And we'll have JB on some more. FSU at some opening games.
Yeah, that was
we'll talk about this.
All right.
Gotta turn this off here. Those are just some videos I put together and just playing in the back, stuff from old games or basketball or football. I just okay, first game. We'll talk about these games. All right, let's break it in. 2024 season, guys. ESPN has got out these first several days of games.
Yeah, I noticed that first one's actually a week before everybody starts.
Now, I didn't write them all down.
Right.
And
no,
y'all can go find them. I think I did share it on the page. I'll share it on the page again, and y'all can look through them. And they're not all real good. I mean, there's like Kennesaw State versus
right
SWM, some
They're
Southwest Methodist.
Missouri or something. Yeah.
But that first game, it's in Ireland. Florida State's going to play Georgia Tech.
It's in Ireland?
It's in Ireland. That is August the 24th. That's going to be on that. I guess it's
That's officially the
Friday
first week of college football. But what people don't understand, though, and I'm not trying to.
That's the first. Is that on a Friday?
That's on a Saturday. I'm not trying to rain on the parade. Officially, that is the start. But that day is not full of big games.
No.
That's the biggest game of the day, the one you're talking about.
Yeah, I think there's 3 or 4 games, but that's the only one.
Nebraska Northwestern did that. You remember that? I
think that's the only one that's kind of like it's 2 teams that you'll know. Okay, right. You'll know who they are. Now Thursday, rolling to the next week on the 29th, Dean. I just wrote some of these down and give me back on. You tell me what you like. North Carolina at Minnesota.
I wrote that down.
At Fox.
I think that's probably the best game of that day.
Coach Brown, he's going to give him a little pinch of skull.
Mm-hmm.
Not a sponsor. He's going to give him a little pinch of skull, and he's going to coach some football. And are they probably going to be favored to?
I would think. Now, Minnesota, I thought they would be better than they are, but Minnesota's probably not an easy state to recruit. Fleck. The row the boat. Is that what Is that what their slogan was?
Yeah.
Okay. But I think that'll be a very good game. It's the most interesting game no, it's not. The most interesting game in that day is probably the one you're going to say next.
Yeah, tell me which one you think.
I think Coastal Carolina and Jack State.
Yeah, I like that one.
But the biggest game of the day, nationwide, is North Carolina.
Well, it's at Jacksonville, and it's going to be a 7:00 game on CBS Sports Nation. Get to see Coach Rich Rod. Now, Coastal has they have lost some players.
Yeah. They got a good program.
The McCall kid that's at North Carolina State, quarterback, Grayson McCall.
Yeah.
Well, he's the quarterback at North Carolina State now.
Oh, that don't help.
That ties in with – that's why I said that.
He did excellent.
Yeah.
I did not realize he was North Carolina State.
Oh, he's rolling with a Wolfpack now. Well, they lost a bunch. So I think that'll be a good game at Jacksonville State. It'll be on that night on CBS. And here's the one I marked, and you'll like this one too. North Carolina State at Colorado, 7:00 ESPN. It's a primetime game. You're going to see the Bison. I don't know how many.
That's on the 29th.
How many championships? Yeah, how many have they got? A bunch.
Yeah.
Talking about North Dakota State, they got a lot of titles. They're going to be at Colorado and play.
I did not see that. That's on the.
Yeah.
That's on that Thursday.
Yeah.
Wow. I overlooked it. I saw all of them, but I overlooked that one.
I like that. I like that one a lot.
Yeah. I love that one. That'll be
let's see.
That may be the most interesting.
Well,
and that's
what do you think?
Thursday.
Do you think that let me make sure.
I think there's possibility for an upset there, but I think maybe Colorado will hold true there. Is North Dakota State up for beating a Colorado?
Yeah, tell us what you think about Colorado. I mean, with the players they're going to have, and
what I think they're going to be better. I think they're going to be. I don't think they'll go 4-8. I think the conference is going to be easier.
Yeah,
not knocking their conference, but
I missed the date here. No, it's 29th. It's
that'd be that Thursday.
It's towards the middle of the games there, so it's right in the middle. North Dakota State at Colorado, 7:00.
I'll be over here.
That'd be a good game.
That'd be a very good game. Now you got two. You can flip back and forth between that one and
ESPN and CBS.
Yeah, I think Deion's had some bad luck. He decides to go coach Colorado, and I was fixing to say, who's that guy? And he's from Center.
That's Devin Tay.
And Pac-10 happens to have the best comp year they've had in how long? 15 years, 10 years. Pac-12 was great last year. Didn't you agree? That's Cedar Bluff.
Who is that they play? It's got the red and the.
Oh, was it?
It used to be good, but no, it used to be real good back in the day. It ain't Fultondale, is it? No,
it might have been Fultondale. That's on the honor there, is it not? No, Anna brings more fans than
we're going to watch the game.
team.
Sorry, we got time.
But I just think the Pac-12 was good last year.
They was really good. This is probably the best year they've had, I don't know, in a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I think Colorado will be okay. That's a good test, though.
Yeah, I agree. Now, Friday.
That's a good.
There's not a bunch on that Friday, man.
I didn't see much that Friday,
There's
man.
1, 2,
I'll just
3,
be honest with you.
There's 6 games. TCU and Stanford was one. Western Michigan and Wisconsin.
I like Temple and Okie. You like Temple and Okie?
Duke plays Michigan State, FMU, Temple, and OU. So if you're an OU fan, you can watch at 6 o'clock on ESPN on Friday the 30th.
I'd say we'll be at a high school game that
yeah.
night. Won't worry about that.
Temple at OU is the only one
That's the only one I'm interested in.
Yeah,
for Friday.
So TCU Stanford is not interesting to us around here.
Well, I mean, if you're sitting up late and you're laying there on the couch, I mean, it's not that bad, is it?
We may come in and catch just because we love football, and they come in and watch some of that one. So that's kind of Friday. Now Saturday.
Can I say
1,
something?
2, 3, 4,
it's not as great as I thought it was. It's not as great as I thought. It's good.
It's about what I expected.
It's not a bowl day lineup.
It's enough to keep you around.
I like that the good games are early though.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, go ahead. Which ones?
Well, I liked the 11 o'clock Clemson and Georgia.
Yeah, me too. That's a big circle game. Look, man.
That's huge to kick off the season.
Dabo is, he's just been prominent to say that he don't worry about the portal, that he don't like this or that, but he does like young men. Now you can take that however you want. That's what he said.
I mean, I know we know what he meant.
I know what he meant,
but I'm sure people are having a ball with that, right?
Yeah, they're like, oh, so you're like young boys. Listen, man. Dabo Swinney he's a knockout guy.
Yeah,
he's a little quirky, and he was roommated with our.
You can't say nothing anymore.
Post Herald owner over here, Runner Scott. They were roommates, and you could ask Scott, man. Dabo's a great guy. He's the kind of guy you'd want to marry your daughter or something. I mean, he just people are being funny, and I ain't heard nobody be stupid out of the way with it. But
no, well, you can't say, "Hey, you like coaching girls or boys basketball better?" I like boys. Oh,
got a gobba cheese.
They're awful.
Yes. Yeah. Penn State at West Virginia, 11 o'clock on Fox. By the way, the Georgia at Georgia is going to be 11 on ABC.
I don't see us turning that one. Do you?
No, maybe halftime they see what because Penn State.
Hey, West Virginia claims they're better.
I'm curious about that game. I wrote some of these down just out of reason I do a lot of this. Honestly, I'm just curious.
Yeah,
I'm honestly just thinking.
That's
what team's better out of these?
I'm thinking that's a big game.
What about Miami at Florida? That's the big one. 2:30 ABC. I'm very interested in this game.
Very good.
I did this once already about a month ago when these come out. We didn't know times then. Miami at Florida, 2:30 ABC. And that was the one that I was talking about, Sebastian the Stork's going to ride down to the swamp and he's going to put a stomp on the Gators. But what if Billy the Kid?
Florida may be better than what we think.
Is there any possibility that Cam Ward and Mertz, they're going to battle this out? Is there any – you always want to – I like – we did this every week. I like the home team and pick who's the best quarterback. So the home team is going to be Florida. But is Graham better than Cam?
I don't know. Cam can run it.
Most people don't know about Cam Ward.
Yeah. We started at Washington State, and at one time they were fantastic. Now they lost there towards the end. But you remember early in the year, like through 7 games, they were winning the conference. Or right up there,
And we just say it, and I hate to do both, but I think I'm sorry. That's when Jacob broke the record at Cherokee
for most
play with their
yards rushing
leader. Yeah,
broke Michael Johnson's record.
Got it on record right there. Find all these videos on YouTube and just go to the playlist, and you can see like school.
I still want
sports videos, and I got a lot of them on there from years. I've been doing them for years on here.
Jacob rushed for about 700 just at center. He had over 7,000 in his career.
Yeah. So is there a possibility that can Florida win that game?
I think so. I don't think they will, but
They just need some stuff to
Yeah.
balls to bounce
That
their
is
way.
a good game. Good game.
The balls bounce right your way.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else on that day now?
I got Notre Dame and Texas A&M.
I do too. 6:30 ABC.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I think we're going to find out how good Notre Dame is.
I put a big star by that one because I like them too. Florida game and Notre Dame.
And I think we're going to find out how not good. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Yeah. Well, I mean, they overcompensate for them. I don't know why they do that. I saw a thing the other day that said that he's one of the best quarterbacks in the conference. Come on now. I mean, he ain't even played much, has he?
No.
Wegnan, is that his name? Clint something.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's fine, but
yeah. Well, we don't know.
We don't know. We did a preview on them when we pick them to go 7-5.
Yeah. They won 7 or 8 games. They don't look any more boisterous or appealing than Auburn to me.
I think Sunday we'll be on here going, Notre Dame looked pretty good last night. And A&M is going to be what we said.
Well, he's a good coach. And I think a lot of the media people, Fine Bams and all them guys, really like him. And sometimes you let your
Freeman.
your no.
Elko.
I think some of the times they let their feelings get involved a little bit, and they think, well, we really like this guy. Gosh, like I hate picking Arkansas to only win 6 games.
No, I know. We love I think we had them with 5, didn't we, at most?
I picked him. I mean, he's been we always pick a coach of the year. We'll pick a, SEC coach of the year, and we do our players of the year, and just people that we think, deserve. We pick defensive coach of the year. Coach Ragsdale. We talked about him, and man, he talked about him. He didn't get enough recognition.
Yeah. No, he's a head man.
Yeah. And
we might have got that for him.
No, I don't think so. He did all the work, time he's put in. But I'd hate to pick against A&M in that game. 6:30 ABC.
Mm-hmm.
My gut's telling me Notre Dame.
I would think Notre Dame.
And also Western Kentucky and Bama lock up at 6. ESPN Bama's game. The first time you're not going to see Nick Saban. My son has never seen another coach on the sideline but Nick Saban. So it'll be August. Wait a minute. It's August 3rd. He'll still be around, but he'll get to see Nick Saban not be on the sideline the first time in his life. Now, we remember what, before.
Gosh, I don't remember much about it no more.
I don't.
It's been 17 years.
I remember Sheila being there.
Yeah, I mean, I do.
And I remember I feel disappointed, but I knew if we always could, make bowl games and you could beat Auburn, Tennessee, and we played Georgia every other year, be competitive and win those games. So,
and he had a couple of good years.
Yeah. I mean, Bama played for the SEC some still in the 90s. I mean, Florida was running the show.
Right. And
Steve Spurrier.
And LSU was kind of running it by the time.
Well, Nick was there late 90s and 2000s.
Come around.
So,
Georgia was good when Nick Saban first. Because I think that was so big when they beat them, when they had Stafford and Marino.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yep.
Because Georgia, I mean, they wasn't winning it, but they were pretty good with Rick right through there. Mark Rick.
Yeah, that was the blackout game.
Yeah.
Those years.
Yeah, but the years before that, they done pretty well.
West Kentucky, coach the board, you get to see them.
That's obviously our most interesting game for us.
Now, here's one that I'm interested in, and I know that in the Bama game I said 6 o'clock ESPN. Southern Miss is going to be at Kentucky. So, Kentucky fans, 6:45 on SEC Network. That's later in the day. Mm-hmm. That's going to be probably halftime of the Bama. I'm sure I'll flip over there. I want to see QB play at Kentucky. I want to see how he's doing.
Vandergriff.
I really liked him. I always aggravated Birds a lot. If he ever got tired of him and seen him to Bama, that's before we got Milroe. I like him, man. Mm-hmm. I just do. I think he's a good quarterback.
You always said that. Well, we're fixing to find out because he's going to be their quarterback.
Any else on that day?
I didn't see nothing else on that day.
I didn't either.
Notre Dame, main ones obviously being Clemson and Georgia.
Yeah, Miami and Florida.
And then it's kind of set up. You got a good 11, you got a good 2:30, and you got a good 6.
Yeah.
And you're going to put on the Alabama game just because you're Alabama. But I don't think that's going to be an interesting game.
Not by halftime, though.
No.
I want to see. Everybody is curious. Everybody's going to watch that. Auburn fans are going to watch that. Georgia fans will definitely click over there for sure. They're going because they're all curious to see how Milroe has learned and expanded himself with a real QB whisperer, because we have a real offensive coach that's really this guy's who's at Shepherd.
No.
Sheridan.
I keep saying. I think it's Sheridan. Say it's Tommy Reese.
I think it's Sheridan. The guy him and Crane Blaine, David Cohn that's on Crane Company. They were like roommates or something. I'm really curious. And DeBoer said he's letting him call the plays.
Oh yeah, he's not going to fool with him.
So he's going to be head coach, and everybody's going to tune in to see how how is his arm action. What does his footwork look like on these 7, 8, 9 yard passes? And also, people are going to be curious about this offensive line, man.
Alabama.
You can call it whatever you want to and say however you want to. And people are going to dumb it down and try to play dumb with it and try to be silly about it. But Bama's offensive line is going to be
they're going to be good.
One of the best lines in the conference for sure. I'm just telling you.
Well, I read about
don't go to sleep on that line.
I read you're not a fan of him, but I read a lot about Proctor because I was studying Iowa. They're not real happy about him coming back down here. I didn't know he went to Iowa first off. He's done Iowa to Bama, Iowa, back to Bama.
He did what Coleman did from Auburn, Bama, back to Auburn.
Sheridan.
Sheridan. Yeah, Nick's he's smart. I'm curious to see how he has adapted a game plan for Milroe. And then I'll say,
well, he's supposed to be good.
People are going to be curious. Who don't want to see how good the new Alabama coach is going to be? Because people are ready. Other fans of other teams are ready to burn him.
Yeah,
that's it. It's over. What a joke. New owner in the state. Hugh Freeze owning the state and recruiting. Well, Auburn does have a lot of. Yeah. They've got about 15 in-state recruits.
His name Kalen or Kellen? Kalen.
Yeah, Kellen DeBoer.
Kellen DeBoer. Okay.
So people are ready to drown him on it, especially Auburn fans, because it's a rival. Guys are supposed to get fired up. Auburn they don't get to be fired up about much. So when they've had terrible years.
Well, Jalen Stallings lost his first 2 or 3 games.
Yeah,
I think he went on to be pretty good. He won one, nearly won another, or they finished one year there. They went 11-1 with a 1-point loss, finished in top 5. So Stallings was great. Now
Klubnik versus Beck. We talked about that early game.
I like it. We think Georgia will have the edge, but Clemson's not going to make it easy.
I want to see how Georgia defensive line pushes back. I want to see how they fight.
Right.
And we're going to talk about Georgia and the mess.
It's a lot worse than I thought.
September 1st, Sunday game. USC plays LSU in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's the game to watch that
What
day.
About that?
I liked it being on the Sunday, and I'm not moving ahead, but I was surprised that there wasn't more on Monday, and there's not.
Yeah, Monday. What are you going? It's Boston College is going to play 6:30 ESP, and they're going to play at Florida State.
I just didn't.
Florida State lost a lot, all their skill guys.
I don't know if I'll watch it, but I don't have a lot of interest in it. I do like the LSU USC.
Yeah, it's in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Now with that, we'll be doing a show, and then we'll just come on right after that. I mean, when we get done, we'll go.
Yeah.
We'll have to go on early that day.
Yeah, we may come on early. And
was that the 30? That's the first, actually.
Yeah.
No, I was surprised. There's usually a great game that Monday night.
But Monday Night Football will have.
And there's not.
Florida State's going to host Boston College.
I think Boston College is supposed to be okay.
I want to see Florida State. I want to see how good they are. Same thing with Bama. We want to see the quarterback play. Lost some skill guys. You want to see how they do. You ain't seen Bama's running backs. Nobody's really seen Hayes or Jam.
No.
I don't know.
I hear good things.
Any other games on them?
That is
all
I've got. The main 4, here's another one. I'm sorry. It's on the 24th. May be good. SMU and Nevada.
I did look at that. Now, SMU.
That may be interesting.
Well, that little, you can see it right. The Xbox there, I've been playing some. So I play these teams, and they got the live rosters. Okay, so it's got the real players on there at these teams. This ain't like the game used to be.
Right.
They're pretty good, man.
Yeah, they're supposed to be very good.
They are pretty good.
Top 20 at least. And Nevada's not bad. Well, we don't hear a lot about Nevada.
No, just it's out there. So we just don't.
You're not going to come over here to Matt's one Saturday and us be watching Nevada instead of.
We got ribs cooking and wings going. We're watching Nevada and USCLA.
No, that's not going to happen.
So
you going to flip it to the Florida State game? No.
I'll tell you another one too. And since we brought the game and playing the game, Colorado, man, Travis Hunter.
Now, is he just going to play one side this year?
He's on the game. He's on both.
When I've heard rumors that he may not be a two-way player anymore. It says just too much.
Well, the NFL guys told Dion, tell him to lock in. And I know he's a dog. He just likes to play out both ways. All the way he's going to get hurt, and he's going to cost himself about $5 million.
Yeah.
So quit trying to build hype videos. Tell him, we're telling you, Travis, pick a side.
Well, which side? What do you predict? He's a better corner than he is receiver.
I would probably think so.
But he likes catching the ball.
Yeah. Probably let him play defense and bring him
run
in,
punts.
take some kicks, take some punts. And
that would
off.
be the obvious.
That's what I would
happy medium there.
Yeah.
Play safety play corner and be a punt returner and kick returner.
But SMU's pretty good on the game. Nevada, Colorado's good on the game.
Yeah.
I played with North Carolina State. McCall, man, he don't run good on the game. Really? I mean, he can't really get out of trouble. Like I don't know, man. I've played with him.
You're not impressed.
Alabama, Jalen Milroe is nearly unstoppable. If he takes off running.
If he does as good in real life as he does on the game, he's going to win the Heisman.
Yeah, probably. There's a good chance at it. And also Tennessee. Nico, he's good. They got Squirrel White and them on the game. They're good.
Yeah.
They got some players. Yeah. The SEC's going to have some good teams this year.
Yeah, they are. They're really good teams. They're going to be some of their good teams go 8-4.
That was a
yeah, we were there at that. That was crazy.
Classic. 7-6 at Spring. That was craziest game I ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I wasn't.
We were surprised.
Yeah, to say the least. Well, I mean,
there's been a lot of classics over there, hasn't there?
Yes, there has. There's been. I can think of 2 or 3 great ones, and some at Cedar Bluff too. I remember one year when Howard came. What in the world? Oh gosh, I thought who's that guy's gonna get behind somebody.
So we'll talk about some first year coaches. Let's hit the peanut gallery, see what's going on here. Jeff Anderson, good to see you at home hanging out. Jeff says, Dean, that Clemson possibly going to the Big 12. Yeah, we've heard some stumblings of that. Free Shoes possibly going to the Big 10.
Who's free?
And
FSU. Never mind.
Yeah, if you want to support the show, you can hit the stars over there on Facebook, and it, like it's $1 or however many you want to donate to. And I'm getting that stuff ready to where we'll actually be able to get that. But we appreciate all the stars. We've already accumulated up pretty good bit of stars on there.
Yeah.
Say Jeff gives pretty regular. We appreciate everybody for that. Nick, appreciate him for that. What's up, Aaron McKenzie? He's back from the Bimini Islands. He's been on vacation. I don't know where he went, to Ireland,
Survivor,
Africa Safari, and
he did all that. Yeah, Australia.
Real Talk with JB. Go over and subscribe to his channel if you want to know anything about high school football, who the coach is and the quarterback and how many yards he rushed for, and he knows he's got it down pat. He had some more interviews this weekend, so go find his channel. He's had some more coaches on this week. And what's up going on with you? 6'10", Yo Joe Daddy, 6'10" Daddy. I'm assuming, I bet that's Mason Rowe, Spring Garden's finest, Chloe's dad. She's good. Hey, talk to him at the 7-on-7. We were leaving over there. So talk with him just a minute. So we'll give you an update for Chloe. She's at Wallace, of course, playing basketball.
Right.
And she's playing with Tinker. And the twin girls from Aberville somewhere, dude, they're loaded. They got a good team. I mean, all the high school kids that we know from around here in this north part of Alabama, like girls that are, they're good. Well, they all decided to hook up and go play at Wallace State. So could you imagine?
You think they talked about it before?
I mean,
It appears like maybe.
The twins, I've seen a little bit video stuff that Bo had put on where Brick would cover them.
Yeah.
Now, we've seen Tinker play because we've seen them in Spring Garden locked up a couple of times, and they battled.
That's Pisgah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So imagine her and Chloe together.
Yeah. Yeah. Wallace. Went to go watch Wallace.
Wow. So that we're happy for Chloe and hope everything's going great. JB said he was 7 when Saban got hired. He don't remember anybody but Saban on the sideline. So this is pretty big precedented time.
Yes, definitely.
Talking about first year coaches, I'm just going to run through these names, and you can, if it's some of your teams, then our team. Some people just don't know.
Right.
People say, "Oh gosh, they got a new coach. I didn't even know." And that's kind of why I want to do it, because the season's going to start, and you'll see a name, you go, "Oh, I don't remember him."
Who?
What?
He played on in the heat of the night. I mean,
You know about Willie Fritz come from Tulsa.
Yes.
Okay, Tulsa's had a good. He was there for 8 years.
Mm.
Well, he's at Houston now.
Okay.
And they recruit pretty good. I mean, there's area.
Houston's done well.
That high school area is pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Probably better than some college teams.
It is. Michigan State, Jonathan Smith's coach, UCLA, had promoted within Deshaun Foster. He had a bad mic moment at the Big Ten Media Day. Dean, what happened?
I don't know. I mean, but he was a good player there. That's a good hire, I would think.
He just kind of said, we're hello.
That's all they're talking about right now.
I'm happy to be here, and I'm just glad we're going to play football. He just didn't know what to say.
Right.
He was just he looked very nervous. Michigan, of course, promoted within the Sharon Moore.
Right.
About Boston College.
Mm-hmm.
You know who's at Boston College? I didn't know this. I knew those first ones. Bill O'Brien.
Huh?
See?
I thought he went back pro.
He's at BC, bro. He's going to be at Florida State.
I thought he wanted to be a head coach. You know, he's
going to play Florida State his first game.
I smell a possible upset. O'Brien did pretty good at Alabama.
Yeah. I mean, looking back, it was way better than Reese.
Yeah. And a lot of people think Reese did pretty good.
Also,
especially as the season went on.
You remember Bronco Mendenhall? Who remembers that guy?
Yeah, I do.
Well, he's at New Mexico, head coach. Middle Tennessee's got Derek Mason.
Wait, the guy used to be at Vandy.
Mm-hmm.
He'll do good there. I hope he does good there. I think he's a good coach.
Well, that's where Slade's at now.
Yeah, Derek Mason.
Alexander, Cherokee County.
I'm glad you told that.
Derek Mason's there. Washington, of course, DeBoer left. So they got Jed Fish. Jed Fish, to me, if you just pick him out of a lineup, he looks like Jed Fish at Washington, Dean.
Mm-hmm.
When if you just look him up, Google him, this is what it first hit me with. Columbo.
Really?
I mean, it just had that feel.
Jed Fish.
His hair, the jacket he had on, maybe it's just the picture. And
I don't know him. I mean, I really don't. I don't.
The last one I thought might be worth mentioning was a guy that played at UCLA, Brent Bremen. He's coaching Arizona now.
At Arizona?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to their coach?
Yeah, I probably need to look that up.
I mean, God, they were them in Missouri were considered the best teams in the country as far as, what am I trying to say? Reaching potential.
Where did he go?
I don't know. That's a good one.
Yeah, look it up, and I'll go through this little news spot here, and we'll find out where Arizona. Somebody on here probably knows what's up.
Let's see, Arizona.
Let's see the Twins from Good Hope.
Oh,
the ones that's playing at Wallace. So they got those two, which were great, like all state. And you got Tinker and Chloe. Good luck on anybody running them down and beating them. We'll find out where he went. I read it. I remember looking because I read through these.
I did not know he left.
And I should have wrote it down.
Okay, I've got it. I'm looking at it.
All right, news. News. Walk-ons may not happen anymore, Dean. Currently, scholarships go from 85 to possibly to 105. That will be about 1,300 scholarships at a Power 4 level at one time. Only 80 players, though, were able to travel with road games, leaving 25 behind could cause frustration. Coach Dabo Swinney is quoted in saying, "It will lead to more kids hitting the portal. Dabo also added, without walk-ons, Florida State would have had to forfeit the Orange Bowl if they didn't have those walk-ons.
Look who they're holding. I'm sorry.
Yeah, where'd he go? Jed Fish
It's Fish.
He
was at Arizona.
What?
I did not know that. When you said that name, I had never even heard of it.
Well, who's at Washington then?
No. Fish was at Arizona.
Oh, okay. That's what
I didn't know that.
So Fish, the guy that had the Wildcats of Arizona,
which was the most improved,
he's going to be at Washington.
Or they said they exceeded expectations better than anybody. Them in Missouri.
So look for Washington to be. What about Derek Mason? I like Coach Mason.
I like that.
That's a good hire there. And Bronco Mendenhall,
he's in Mexico.
He was the Boise State guy. Wasn't he the one?
Yes.
And of course O'Brien being at BC.
Yeah, I think O'Brien and Mason like being head coaches.
So that's some news on some
another shot. We want them to succeed.
These scholarship players, and we'll run through this, and Dean's going to get on Iowa. The thing with adding more scholarships is this. Well, if you have to leave 20 behind on a road game, how many weeks are these kids going to sit at the dorm and not get taken on the bus or go on?
Yeah, 5 or 6 at least, right?
20 will be left behind.
Yeah.
Because you can only take so many. So what do you think they're going to do? They're going to hang around and just, I'm a team man. I'm staying placed right here at Tennessee. I'm just saying Tennessee.
No, they're going to leave.
That's what Dabo said. And he also added, this is a good point.
Yeah.
Without walk-ons.
Well, just go play at a smaller school.
Well, if you don't have walk-ons, Florida State has to forfeit the game against their Orange Bowl game.
Yeah.
They don't even get to play it. And Dabo strives. He loves walk-ons because he was a walk-on at Bama.
He was. He sure was. He got to play a little bit.
Yeah.
So, not much. Now, Dabo's done, but that's how him walking on has led to where he is now.
How do you think that'll affect high school football? Now, I guess they're trying to succeed the idea that by adding these more scholarships that it'll relieve some of the pain from the portal because kids jumping around so much. Well, they're going to give you 20 more scholarships.
Yeah, I think it just caused more jumping around.
That's what it seems like. They're going to give you an opportunity to get more kids.
I can understand what they're saying about walk-ons. It's almost, you got so many transfers coming in that it's going to be, hey, we were there that day. We really were, wasn't we?
Secret camp footage.
I thought we did go to that. Was that against Section? Yeah. Remember we walked over
2 years ago.
Has that been that long? My gosh. Time goes by too fast.
That boy spun the ball good, didn't he?
Good gosh, he got that in there. No.
I know.
Look.
He spun the ball good. We're talking about Section of Cedar Bluff. It's just a little camp I'd recorded for some of the boys.
We just want to see that ref running over there full speed.
They wouldn't know refs there.
Go and catch.
Do you think it'll affect, having more scholarships at the high school level? What's it going to have to do with Tristan Brown? We'll use Tristan, for example, coming out of high school. Well, it gives a school like, I don't know, maybe what if he wants to go play it? He's a Georgia fan. He ain't really ever told me. I know his daddy is, but.
It's going to stop. Okay, you get a kid that.
Well, say Tristan gets an extra scholarship and then he could go, to Georgia. Well, that'd give him another scholarship to Kirby to offer.
But it'll also, it might be a good thing because it'll stop some of this. Well, I'm going to walk on at Clemson. I could start for Eastern Kentucky, but I'm walking on at Clemson.
But
go to Eastern Kentucky and start.
Because they're going to give you a scholarship.
Yeah.
They're going to pay for your books. Or you don't just walk on.
And that goes on. I remember watching Rudy.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
There was one of those guys that he made friends with in that movie that said, I could have started for Princeton for 2 years.
Yeah.
But so as far as that goes, but Dabo likes it, and I think Dabo knows better than I do.
He thinks it's going to kill the walk-on. So,
is that okay though? Is that a bad thing?
Well, if Florida State didn't have walk-ons, they'd have to forfeit their game.
Well, that's true.
Because all them guys,
they need to do something to stop that.
That opting out. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You start putting these kids on contract and saying, all right, now you're a contract player and you got this NIL deal where you're promised $20,000 where you're not playing the ball game, then you don't get the money.
The NFL and the NCAA need to get together on the opting out, and the NFL, I'm serious, agreed to you're losing. You don't get your signing bonus.
Well,
something.
I'll say this now.
But the NFL won't.
I've done this. Well, I know I mentioned this last year too. One time me and Bird was talking about it. If they put contracts on these college players, that free sweaters and hoodies and stuff you get to college, that's going to go away. And all this food and stuff that you get from the college, that'll go away because you're a contract player. You'll get paid, and then you'll have your college card that you have to put your money on to buy hoodies and sweaters and eat dinner at the hall.
You're getting paid.
Yeah. But do you want to opt out? So when the girls' volleyball team loves having those dinners and getting that free apparel from Adidas,
it'll
dresses
screw it
them
up for everybody.
Well, yeah, you can't. So either it's not going to happen, they're not going to do that, or what I think is going to happen, I've heard some people say this, in years to come down the road by 2030, because that's when the NCAA is losing their grip on rights to the basketball tournament, and they'll have to redo a deal. And I could see football becoming its own thing, to where football on campus, they're going to have their own independent media, money, and everything. It's going to kind of start branching away to where, and it's just going to become two big conferences. It'll be the North versus the South eventually. Right. Now, 2030, we'll see what happens by then.
Yeah. I don't even want to, which will be gone, but I'm just saying in 2060.
Oh, Lord.
What in the world?
There'll be robots out there. Kids on the sideline playing
they're controlling the
goggles.
Football player.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't doubt it all. There'll be no
way that you can get a concussion.
Yeah, no physicality. They'll completely take it away of the game.
But you wear some kind of suit that keeps your body from the shock of getting, I don't know. That'd be nice, though, wouldn't it? Did you get hit hard? Yeah, I bet I didn't feel nothing.
I didn't feel nothing. Got hit by a dump truck. I'm okay. I got a huge list, and I'm going to save this list. And week by week, I may mention a few of these just to keep us interested. But I got this long list. Who's exploding onto the scene for 2024? And these are not your everyday names. Now, remember, I dig deep in this stuff, and I'm going to just do a few every week.
Okay.
Louisville's defensive lineman, Ashton, Gillotte, Gelati. Ashton Gelati, defensive lineman, Louisville. Virginia Tech quarterback. I don't think that's a surprise. Kyron Drone.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes open, VTech. And West Virginia's quarterback, Dean, you was just talking about them a while ago. Garrett Green may be exploding onto the scene this year.
Garrett Green.
Yeah. And also wide receiver at USC, Zach Branch. Zach Branch is going to be a guy he's going to be one of those that's going to be knocking close to 1,000-yard receiving.
Really going to be good. Huh?
Yeah. And last, defensive lineman, Nick Scrotton from Texas A&M. Nick, he's going to be All-American SEC Defensive Player of the Year type stuff.
Really?
And, of course, I'll just say this and get this out of the way because everybody knows this. I don't even know why I put that on there. Some of these names are obvious, like Cam Rising, Utah, super –
yeah, that's definitely
he's going to be.
But, I mean, he's good to mention. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting. And, there's always somebody that's going to surprise you. And there's going to be somebody that we're expecting a lot out of that will not have a good year. It happens every year. It happened with he broke out. Robbie O'Shea come on and did better. But the guy that went from Wake Forest to Notre Dame did not do well. The guy last year, what was his name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. He was great at Wake Forest. He went to Notre Dame. He did okay, but he didn't do like he was supposed to. It happens.
That's what happens.
Kentucky's quarterback, Devin Leary. He didn't have a good year. When he went to Kentucky, he did not have a good year.
Well, you see what happens when
he did later as the season went on.
When you start playing against tougher defense as
But then you got Brady Cook, who was unbelievable.
As an offensive player, hey, you playing against better defense, it's going to be hard.
Yeah. Well, Brady Cook, the reason I mentioned him is me and Matt watching the show one day, and they're like, get rid of Drinkwitz and Cook. We don't want neither one of them around here anymore because they barely beat. Was it James Madison they barely beat?
Yeah.
Yeah, people were mad. I think it was James Madison, and it might have been Middle Tennessee. They were mad. This is ridiculous. Get rid of them both. Cook stinks.
Well, that Zach Branch kid, USC now, they're coming into play the Big Ten this year.
Mm-hmm.
But, like I said a while ago, we thought the Pac-12 had some great teams, but they wasn't great at defense.
I did think they were better last year as a whole.
So are they going to run into some different defense in the Big Ten? I mean,
I would think so.
Ohio State?
Yeah, Iowa, which I'm fixing to.
Yeah. They're up the road partners and past Pac-12. Oregon. Is Dan going to put together a defensive squad? I'm going to talk about them one day too. We're going to have to do Oregon.
Defense. Yeah, we've got to because they're going to be ranked in the top 10.
And Ohio State.
5.
We'll definitely have to talk about Ohio State.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do that next week, Oregon and Ohio State. Or do you want?
We may wait another week or two.
Well, we got a while.
Yeah. We got several weeks in the month of August.
Mm.
Before you start too, we may have something in the works on a local place here that's going to be doing something. It may be an opportunity probably for us to go do like a Thursday night show and maybe have some of the kids stop by. It's going to be at a restaurant, so they may get to eat and may have some of them sit down and talk to me for a little while or so. I'm just letting people know ahead of time that there's possibility of us having something like that going on a Thursday night. We'll be live. I just take this set up in a table and set it up, and I don't know for sure. So I'm not saying who, when, where, why yet. But I'm just saying there's an opportunity
it's
there.
Just a possibility.
Yeah. And it would be fun.
Oh, yeah. It'd
be fun. Bring on some kids and promote the area, promote the county, and let them talk about their game for the next night because it'll be after Paulus Day.
It's good to do it on a Thursday night
because they have short days.
Yeah.
Now I know y'all play Thursday. Or y'all playing Tuesday?
It's spread out Thursday, Tuesday, Saturday morning, which I'm fine with. Play at 9:00. Heck, it's over by 10:30.
Yeah.
When the good games start, most of the time they don't start till 2:30 anyway.
Yeah, you may have that Bama. It's got one early game Saturday, but
usually your best games. It used to be years ago. Your good games come on at 11, but they've done away with that, which I don't know. I kind of like it. I like the better games being later in the day, don't you?
Yeah.
You don't want to be done with your college football day at 2:30.
I'm just pretty busy.
Saturday morning.
Yeah, I just got stuff to do, and Friday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday that's my busiest day.
Right.
I'm mostly just covered up all over for those 4 days.
In the mornings.
Yes. After lunch, I'm pretty free. Mondays, I'm free. But then Tuesdays, Wednesday mornings, I got stuff to do too. But so look forward to that and keep your eye on the page for stuff to be coming probably in the next couple of weeks. So by the time season's going here, 1st of September, you may see Locker Room Sports live at a restaurant and may sit down and have some kids sit down with me and if you're there,
great.
we'll talk to them and just kind of help prop it up a little bit. We can do a high school thing Thursday night. We can talk about all the games for the next day and have a good breakdown on that. And then Sunday's show, we can talk about college and the winners from Friday night.
Right.
Our player of the week. Now, here's part of the show everybody's been waiting on. We got a huge crowd waiting for North Carolina State and Iowa fans.
I'd say we've got at least, how many?
1,000.
There's people outside.
2,000. Dying to know about. But these are good teams for their conferences. And this time of year, guys, this is what we like to do. So, Iowa, Hawkeyes.
I'm just going to say, for one, this is not my sleeper pick. I already picked Utah, but this is just I think this is going to be a good football team. Iowa football, they went 10-4 last year, but they lost 31-0 to Michigan, 26-0 to Penn State, and 35-0 to Tennessee.
Let's pull up there. You keep going. I'm on.
And Minnesota barely beat them. 19 starters back, Matt. 19. Well, actually 20, because you know who their quarterback is? Cade McNamara. Do you remember Cade McNamara?
Oh, McNamara.
Used to play at Michigan. Started. He will be their quarterback. LaShawn Williams and Caleb Johnson and the running backs, they had 1,300 yards combined. Okay, let me tell you a little something about Iowa before I go any further. They have one of the top 10 worst offenses in the country last year. But they have one of the top 10 best defenses. Hey.
Well, if you can't score but 20, then it don't matter if you don't have to score but 21 and win.
15 points a game. Guys, they went 10-4. 10-4. But they beat no ranked opponents. No, nobody. 19 starters back. LaShawn Williams, Caleb Johnson, 1,300 yards. 4 linemen back. Both wide receivers back. But where they make their money is on defense, Matt. 281 yards a game last year. Jay Higgins is back at middle linebacker. He is one of the top backers in the country. Why don't you just take a guess how many tackles he made last year? And it's ridiculous.
112.
170.
70. God damn.
And college is very rough on who tackles who. They don't just give tackles out, do they?
Sure, no.
He made 171. He's back. So is Nick Jackson, 110 tackles. Sebastian Castro, that's a great name, is also back. Whole D line's back, Matt, and 3 in the secondary.
Dang.
I mean, from what I've said so far, what do you think? But when they played anybody, they got all this experience. They got all this experience back. Obviously, they're going to be better on defense. I mean, Tennessee, Michigan, and Penn State beat them a combined 92-0.
That's not good.
I think they'll go 9-3 or 8-4. Let's check out their schedule.
Let's look at the schedule.
It's not very tough. It's not tough. Experts got them going 10-2. And they're not happy about Caden Proctor. They were very excited to get him back.
And he left again. Again.
Caden Proctor has not made a lot of fans in the last year, has he? No. You don't care for him anyway, do you?
Well, I'm not a big proponent of
transferring and then transferring back.
Yeah, you can't. I don't like that.
I don't know. It's interesting. But yes, they were really high on him. And but I mean, they got 4 linemen back. They had 5. Proctor had stayed.
Let's look at those. How does this happen to me?
They did not have a tough schedule.
Why me, God? Why? First game.
Kill me.
August 31st on Saturday at noon. Big Ten Network Day. They're gonna have Illinois State Redbirds.
I think that's a W, don't you?
Yeah. Iowa State Cyclones the 7th.
Now wait, it's not Iowa State not supposed to be good.
Yeah.
And that's a rivalry game. But where's it at?
It is. It's in Iowa.
Well, that could go either way. I'll give it to them.
Their first 3 games are at home. Then they go to Minneapolis.
I thought all of them was at home. I'm serious. They got a bunch.
Troy, they have. Okay, so we'll say Iowa State will be a toss-up.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll put them at 1. They got Troy coming in. So that'll be 2-1 at the time. They go to Minnesota. We'll say 3-1. Then they're off. September 28th, podcast listeners looking at Iowa's schedule. Now, here's where it gets interesting. October the 5th.
Ohio State.
At Ohio State.
Yeah, they get 8 home games, but they got to go to Ohio State. All right. I think that's an L.
Okay.
I'm interested in that next
October the 12th. They will play at home versus the Huskies.
Who lost a lot.
And Coach Fish from Arizona.
I just give it to them. They got them at home. Okay, I'll put it like this. I think Iowa State or Washington, not both. I think one of them will get them.
Yeah. At Michigan State, the 29th could be a 12, 3:30 or 7:30 game.
Michigan State, new coach. They've had a lot of problems. I still think Iowa may go in there and win that.
Then they come home and play Northwestern the 26th, Halloween area weekend. That's going to be Iowa win that one.
What about they'll beat Northwestern.
But then Wisconsin now,
that's
coach,
toss-up.
Fickle and Einhorn.
He's done a good job.
Finkel and Einhorn.
Great kicker.
His laces out.
Dan Marino ruined him.
God darn you, Dan. Kill down with Dan.
I don't know. That's a toss-up. Their schedule may be a little tougher than I thought.
November 2nd, Wisconsin. Yeah.
I'll give it to them. Let's just say they've lost 2 at this time.
They've lost to who?
I'd say they lost to Ohio State and either Washington.
Iowa State and Ohio State. Okay, they got 2 losses. Then they go to UCLA. UCLA is a dumpster fire.
Is there any way they not
Coach Foster don't
lose that game?
They lost all their players transferred. They don't even know. I swear I read an article that was that the AD was like, yeah, I don't know if we're gonna field a team this year or not. I mean, it's not good.
Do you don't think there's no way they lose that game?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
They're gonna make a trip to California and get some sun on their old white skins from the northern hemisphere, Iowa. Then they'll get to be off. Then they'll finish at Maryland, November 23rd.
Then they got one
win.
Yeah.
Then
I think they'll win.
They come home and play Nebraska. Now, by then,
that is a rival. That's become a huge rival.
6:30 on NBC or Peacock. They already got the time and the station pick. Nebraska and Iowa to lock up at Iowa.
And they're dead even every year. You know, I think Nebraska beats them. I think they win 8 or 9. What do you think? Which is not as good as last year.
Well, by that time of the year, we're going to know.
But we've decided that all schedules are a little tougher this year than they were last year. This does not mean Iowa is not as good as they were last year. But 19 starters back in 8 home games.
9-3.
9-3. I agree with you.
They'll lose to Nebraska, Ohio State, and Iowa State. And where was? Let me go back. We dilly-dallied about the Washington game, but it's at Iowa.
It's at Iowa. Wisconsin's at Iowa. Nebraska's actually at Iowa. Iowa State's actually at Iowa.
They're going to lose one of them. They should win, though.
Somebody will upset.
That's what the third one is.
Yeah.
We kind of got them locked in for Nebraska, Ohio State loss. That's pretty much locked. But now there's maybe 1 or 2. They may lose one of those home games they shouldn't lose.
They go no worse than 8-4.
But if they lose to Wisconsin or Washington, you're not going to go, why darn it.
Yeah, fire Ferentz. That's his name.
Yeah, fire Ferentz. He's done. Get this crap out of here.
With trash.
All the waving to the kids at the hospital. That's crap. Get him out of here. I don't care about waving no kids.
They say he's like, as far as hot seat, I don't think he's ever been
I've never heard it. Never, ever heard it. It's only SEC team. You notice that? It's like Napier, or if Freeze goes 6-6 again, they burning his butt out of Auburn. I mean,
now they were a little bit on Ferentz last year because I think even their fans, who are not they're not difficult.
Well,
but their offense was bad.
That's bad. But you got to be realistic.
Yeah,
you're recruiting against. Now you got Fickle at Wisconsin, Ryan Day and Chip Kelly at stinking Ohio State. And Harbaugh's been at Michigan for years and years. He's just been thumping everybody. They just won the national championship.
Just won it. Minnesota's not terrible. Then you're over there by Nebraska.
And Penn State is not bad.
You got Iowa State in your state.
They're good.
Yeah. You boarded the Kansases.
They're notable. And Kansas has been better in football in the past 2 or 3 years.
But I'm telling you, and I don't just keep saying this, I don't want nobody to hate Caden Proctor. They were very excited about him coming back.
What you read there, that they was up about that.
Yes, very much. Oh, he's a stud. I mean, he'll start at Alabama.
Well, I know. Yeah.
I mean, he's one of the reasons we think Alabama's going to be decent. Whatever he did,
well,
they're going to rerun him behind him.
On the game, NCAA football, if that gives any intuition towards anything, I'll tell you, Alabama's offensive line, they put stars on the players that are like, that usually means they're going to be NFL draft pick type players. Well, Alabama's got 4.
On the line?
Yeah. All of them except the right tackle.
He's probably better than all of them.
Left tackle, left guard, and the center, Brockemeyer, kid from Washington. It was all conference, all American AC's.
And could have
greatest
been the reason
lineman,
McLaughlin left.
Best lineman awarded group, the center of that. So,
right. I think Iowa goes
9-3.
9-3, 8-4, not 10-2.
They won 10 last year.
Yeah, but they've got a slightly tougher schedule. You got Ohio State thrown in there now, which they did play Ohio. They did not play Ohio State last year. They played Michigan and Penn State.
Well, that's their third loss.
But they've got.
So they're going to be just as good as they was last year.
Just as good.
They're going to catch Ohio State. I would assume they're that team that just don't.
5-1.
Is maybe? Ohio State the Ole Miss of the North? You know what I'm saying?
Possibly.
They don't finish. They don't.
I don't know what it is.
They can't.
They have a week where they don't, and Jeff knows this.
They win 10, 11 games year after year after year, and there's some game that they should win.
Mm-hmm. Oklahoma did that for years under Stoops. They'd lose one every year. And you'd be like, what?
Ole Miss has played Bama. They've had to play Bama for years. Now they don't play them this year, right?
Right.
So that's maybe Lane's year to.
Oh, and let me say one more thing about Iowa. With the breaks, they possibly get in this 12-team playoff. Now, they'll have to go 10-2.
They'll have to beat one of those teams.
They'll have to go 10-2.
One of those games that we're thinking they cannot lose to Washington or Wisconsin.
No. They can't. The only team they can lose to Ohio State and maybe
Nebraska.
And they may get in.
But they better not lose.
And they're going to be low now.
If they lose to Iowa State and Wisconsin,
yeah,
and the other two, they'll be forward. No.
I don't think they'll get in.
I don't.
But I think they'll be on the outside looking in, and I think they'll finish in the top 25.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
I know. God, people are
like, what? I mean, some old Iowa fan heard that right then and just went,
turn this show off. Who's these idiots? Who's that fat ass over there with his hat on back? What do you think he knows something about football? Iowa's great,
but
we're winning it all.
Here's the truth. They're not saying that in Iowa, just like they're not saying it in Kentucky.
Well, you got to be realistic.
Mm-hmm.
You're recruiting against, Ohio State drops bags. Go to On3, type it in, and look, hit team rankings, hit the little menu, little 3 bars on your phone, go down, team rankings. 2025 class comes up. Number 1, Ohio State. 2, Bama. Look on the right side over there, and it says NIL. That tells you how much they spend on this teams. Mm-hmm. Ohio State's $230,000. Bama's $220,000. Mm-hmm. LSU $220,000. Mm-hmm. Every team in the top 10 is about $180,000.
Right.
If you're not spending money, you're not getting the players. LSU $200,000.
And Iowa's not spending that.
No, they don't.
But their fans aren't. They like Iowa football.
But you have to see it for what it is.
Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you, I've been around them, and you know this. Kentucky fans are happy with 8-4 and 9-3. They're not mad at Stoops. They enjoy it.
I think they've kind of got used to some. They like sticking around 10.
Well, now, yeah, they have gotten past the point. If he goes 7-5 this year, they're going to be some mad fans.
I think if Kentucky only wins 8, they're not going to be hit. They won't even win in 9 or 10.
They're getting up there, but they're not expecting them to go undefeated.
But now with Cal gone,
yeah.
That's the excuse for why just a basketball school. He's at Arkansas now. Well, does that put more pressure on Stoops to win more football games? Does it?
Possibly.
I'm just thinking outside. I'm an outsider looking in.
Because your Kentucky fans were going, well, we always got basketball.
Yeah, well, not they're going to be bad. They're always going to have good players.
Does Alabama being good in basketball take some pressure off the board? Because they're going to be preseason number 2 or 3, maybe 1.
Loaded. I've seen them be 1. They got.
You've seen 1. I saw somebody that day.
I looked today. They had them 1.
At least top 3.
And they got 2 recruits coming in for the 26 class. It's like, top 10.
I don't know.
I don't know what he's doing, but
he's good.
Alabama
and he don't do a lot of coaching in game.
No.
It don't look like. They kind of run and gun, and they play man to man all the time.
So does that take some pressure off of? I don't know, but Iowa, yeah, they win 9 games.
I think so. Well,
if something crazy happens and they pull off a Purdue and they beat Iowa State, and beat Nebraska. I mean, what if they play an overtime game and Nebraska has that Nebraska luck? They lose on the last second play.
I'm just saying Nebraska beats them because at some point Nebraska's luck's got to change.
Golly, I mean, 7 games that were changed?
One year, the year for last year, Frost was there 7 games, less than a touchdown.
7.
Come on, man.
So you had 5 games that you legitimately, you won these games, and then you're not winning these other games because of.
And then they're firing you, and you could have won 4 of them at least.
One play.
Yeah, one play.
Well, he was drinking on the field. That's why they fired him.
Right.
He come up there smelling like liquor.
Well, but he started drinking because of all that crap.
Yeah, I tell you what.
I mean, how many
times they gonna hit me with a Hail Mary?
Hey, they lost on Hail Marys, fumbled punts, people running. I mean, it was just. If you go look at the history of it, it's unreal.
It looks cursed. It nearly looks like it's nearly done on purpose.
Yes. It's like, okay, they're faking this. God hates these people. I mean, and he don't.
Well, they brought the guy back, didn't they, and apologized to him?
Yes.
Well,
things went no better last year.
See, that's why that crap don't mean nothing.
They had the same stuff happen with a new coach.
If you don't wear the same socks for game day, it don't matter. None of the players in Nebraska know that you're not wearing your 1982 sweatshirt.
Now, Matt agrees with me here, and I'll say this, and y'all can take it to the bank.
I'm not. I used to be. I'm not.
I'm not either. But there is something bizarre about what's happened with Nebraska football.
Have they beat the Raging Cajuns and put some down here at Louisiana voodoo something?
Guys, they'll have games absolutely won. I've never seen a defense look better, and that team will go 95 yards in 4 plays.
The quarterback fumbles the ball.
It's almost like what's going on with Auburn here lately against Alabama.
Yeah, nothing goes right. They nearly got it, and they got it close, and then
I mean, a 4th and 31.
There's no chances that ever happening. 1 in 10 times,
and you got everybody in the end zone, and it wasn't even a tip.
No,
he called it straight up.
Sometimes it is what. So,
what you got?
Iowa, they won 8 or 9.
Yeah, I'd say 9, 8, 9, not 7. They won't go 7 and 5.
No. I think they're better.
Not with 29. Not with 10 players coming back on defense, barring injuries.
Yeah, of course. All this. Yeah, I'll tell you that. All right. Thanks again for stopping by the page and hanging out with us. Hit the subscribe button. Run the thumbs up on video. We do appreciate it. Next week we'll be back on show 246, and we'll be breaking down some more college games and talking about some other different teams from different conferences. We've done all your SEC teams. Go back on the page and catch all them. Mm-hmm. And we'll be talking about some other news and what we can talk about going through in the week. And we got some big news to talk about at the end, right after this here. So North Carolina State Wolfpack, 42nd in recruiting. They're 9th in the ACC right now at the moment. As far as recruiting wise, wide receiver, they got a Boulder kid from North Carolina for this year's class. Got a 3-star Reinhardt kid from Ohio, running back, another running back, a Boyd kid from Ware County, Georgia.
Wow, that's down there, Okefenokee Swamp.
They're
good athletes down there.
Yes, so that's why I wrote that down. Wide receiver, Broader, 6'4", 205 pounds. These are just some recruits. Now on campus, defensive end freshman Justin Terrell, Rome, Georgia.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Played at Rome.
I did not know that.
Running back Smothers, come from Ohio, from Oklahoma.
Okay.
Now this Waters kid that they pulled in from Duke, 6 foot, 215 pounds. He's a senior, run for 800 yards last year. People are really high on this guy. Waters.
What's his last name? Waters.
Yeah, played at Duke last year, running back.
Okay.
So these are some players. Wide receiver, a jolly kid from UConn, supposed to be good. You got a freshman kid he's a dude. Noah Rogers is going to be a guy, and you got a Collins kid that's going to be a receiver for North Carolina State, and the guy that came back because they had some guys that could have opted up for the draft, and they did lose their 400 tackles, I think, his career linebacker. He went to the draft, All-American, All-ACC, first team, I just Dick Butkus Award winner.
Who was this?
Okay.
The
one that just left him. What was his name?
I can't.
Peyton Wilson.
He 400 tackles.
He had 100 tackles every year he played football in college.
He's like the old guy that played for Boston College.
Yeah.
Coakley, whatever.
Luke Kuechly.
one of the best players ever.
I know, yeah.
Pros or college.
So there's some wide receivers, but this guy decided to come back. Concepcion.
He's good.
Now, I've heard it said, so I said it right, Oklahoma fans.
Yes, that is absolutely. It's not
Conception. It's Concepcion.
Concepcion.
It
sounds Hispanic or something.
It sounds French. I would have to see where he's from. It sounds like he would be from Louisiana, like Cajun. Concepcion.
What's his first name?
I didn't write it down.
Oh, well, I mean, it don't matter.
So Concepcion, Jolly, Noah Rogers, going to be good. Collins. Offensive line is Carroll Kidd, but Belton, the left tackle, and then Souls is a 3-star guy they got. But this Corral kid, Dean, all these guys have had a lot of starts. Their center come from Notre Dame. Played and started last year. Just decided up and go to North Carolina State.
Started at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That's odd.
I know. So
unless it's another center transferred into Notre Dame that we don't know.
Now this Belton kid at left tackle for them.
He played there last year, right?
He's supposed to be good. We're talking about he's got a star on him. I mean, on the game. You're going to see that he's quality. Now that's offensively. Now also we didn't talk about.
And that might not mean to interrupt you, McCall, right?
Yeah. He has he only threw for, well, let me tell you, he's 70% completion percentage for lifetime, 10,000 yards.
Oh my gosh.
10,000.
He's like one of those fifth-year guys, right?
10,000 yards he's thrown for. And they got receivers, and they got an offensive line, and I just told you the running backs.
Wow. I've never known. I know Rivers played there, Phillip Rivers, but I've never remember them being great.
No, not since Greg McElroy said the same thing. He said, Phillip Rivers played there, and we all know who he is.
Were they great then?
Yeah, they were pretty good. I think they runner up in the conference maybe those years, and he's coaching he's in Mobile somewhere coaching.
Okay.
I think.
Yes, he coaches. JB said.
Yeah.
Was it Gulf Shores?
Yeah,
Orange Beach or something.
So, offensively, sound pretty good, right?
Sounds very good.
Got a guy to throw for 10,000. You got Concepcion coming back. Got two good tailbacks. Offensive lineman, probably All-American left tackle, and then the Notre Dame, the center there, and they got their guard stuff to play. Now, defensively, like I said, they lost Peyton Wilson, linebacker. He was Dick Butkus, reincarnate 2.0, straight out of 1960s and 50s. 2023, third best in their third down stops.
Really?
So they're stopping people on third downs. Now, D-backs, Boykin had 54 tackles. Aiden White, he is one of the top corners in the ACC. Jared Carter came from Ohio State, check. Linebacker Abdul Rahim and Cameron Todd, offensive lineman Todd. Caden Fordham Brown, he's a lockout. This guy is going to be one linebacker, Brown. Same last name as Tristan. Okay. There's another linebacker named Brown. He's at North Carolina State, and he's going to be a dude.
Concepcion, 800 yards receiving, 200.
Yes.
90 rushing.
The only player in FBS to rush for catch for over so much and rush for over the 200.
Yeah.
Only in the country last year. The only player.
Running a lot, didn't he?
Well, for
a receiver.
Now, I'm just telling you this because I played him. I used him on the game, and their playbook, they'll bring him and hut, snap it, and pitch it forward to him. And
so he must be a stud.
Yeah.
I mean, Ronnie Royals up there, too. Who knows? He may get to play a good bit. All right, go ahead.
Those linebackers. Now, offensive line coach Robert Anai, he's a good coach, so he's gonna take all that into account for their offense. Now, defensive lineally, the Hitler kid, he's a senior, check. Davin Van, number one guy coming back, check. CJ Clark, he's going to be out. They're saying he has an injury in the spring or something. I don't know if he's going to be back, but Cleveland is going to be going to play also for defensive line. But Wallace, I had him wrote down as going to be one of their top defensive linemen. So I was like, man, they're loaded across the front. Well, Wallace is at Colorado now. He checked out. Now, head coach David.
I can't believe anybody left there.
I know. David Doran.
Yes, that's got to be right. We looked at the pronunciation. That's all they.
That's where I have Greg call him, Greg Doran. I mean, David Doran.
Yeah.
Well, they've had he's had 4 9-win seasons. Okay.
I didn't realize they'd done that. Well.
Yeah. So they're knocking every year. Now, 9 wins of 2023. They lost their bowl game to Kansas State at the Pop-Tart Bowl. They've had 13 9-win seasons. He's responsible for 4 of those.
Wow. So he's definitely the man there.
Yes.
Okay.
2005, they were the last ACC title game. I told you about C.J. Clark. He's gone. He is at Miami now. That's the one I was talking about, C.J. Clark. Okay. He was a defensive lineman. So Clark and Wallace are not there. One's at Miami, one's at Colorado. Now, it sounds decent.
Sounds pretty good.
On defense, sounds decent. It's not terrible.
I don't like them losing their
well, you can't replace those kind of people, man.
No.
So, what do? Well, Abdul Rahim is going to be one of them, and this Fordham guy, but Brown, remember. Mm-hmm. Brown is supposed to be.
He's supposed to be like this Wilson.
Well, I mean,
like a Wilson.
Who with a name like Abdul Rahim?
Yeah.
You're probably pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, is that Abdullah the Butcher's grandson?
Abdul Rahim.
He's probably pretty good. So it sounds like they got some guys in there to replace them. Now, schedule.
All right.
Now, before I even look at the schedule, let me tell you who they don't play.
Okay.
Virginia Tech. Nope. Louisville.
Who's supposed to be great?
No. Notre Dame. Nope. Florida State. Nope. Miami. No. Pitt.
That's the top teams in the conference.
No.
They play Pitt?
So, no. So, Matt, you're saying, well, who do they play? All right, well, North Carolina State Wolfpack, Thursday, August 29th at 6 Eastern Time, ACC Network. They'll kick off with Western Carolina Catamounts.
I think they'll be all right. I think they'll survive that one.
Now, but they're going to jump right in because old Coach Heupel is going to travel on up there and play them at Charlotte, North Carolina. They're going to be at the Bank of America Stadium, neutral site. Tennessee Vols.
Now, I think that'll be a good game, but I do think in the end Tennessee wins.
Okay. Now
but I don't think it'll be easy. I don't think it'll be 40-0.
I think we're going to find out a lot about
Tennessee
and North Carolina State.
Yeah.
Coach Doran, Coach Heupel's going to square up September the 7th. That's another September 7th. That's the weekend that's going to have some other good games. So that's a one to look at. Now, Louisiana Tech Bulldogs will meet them at Raleigh, North Carolina. Play them there at home September the 14th. Now they're going to play their conference here at Clemson Tigers September 21st.
I don't like it being there.
At Clemson. Can Klubnik and McCall go at it? Can Brown get after Klubnik and run him around the field and get him on the ground?
I don't think that – yeah. I don't think that no way NC State beats Tennessee and Clemson, but I think they could beat one of them.
Does Davin Vann have a smoking hot day and just beat up on Dabo's offensive line?
Possibly.
And we didn't do Clemson too.
Yeah.
We'll do them
Which
too.
I do think Clemson will be all right. I don't think they'll be bad by no means.
Clemson or Tennessee, they're going to lose one of them.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. All right. Then they got NIU. They got the Huskies at home. Then they're at home again. They got Wake Forest Demon Deacons. That's on October the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're at home again. They got Syracuse.
Do you see
how this is laying out? I keep saying home, and
even if they do lose to Tennessee and Clemson,
but I'm just saying I keep saying home, and then I say the Huskies, then I say Wake Forest, then I say Syracuse, then they go to Cal, and then they're off. That's a pretty easy.
Pretty easy.
I know Clemson and Tennessee. Okay.
Who were the three? Cal's probably the best of those three.
So out of 7 games, they got 5 floaters.
I think they're 5-2 at worst.
At worst.
Yeah.
Then coming back off a break, we're going to get it to the month of November. They're going to take off Halloween, go have some candy. And yes, candy corn is good candy. So y'all stop it with all that candy corn sucks. That candy corn's good, man. What's wrong with
candy corn's fantastic.
Come on. I see a lot of memes.
It grows. It's great.
Then, you go out here and grow it in your yard. I'm just kidding.
I love it.
I do too.
I see all kinds of. I'm not getting off the subject, but there's a lot of hate towards candy corn.
I'm a caramel guy too. The caramel ones that's wrapped up with
candy corn.
The white thing in the middle of that caramel.
Dude, I can eat 100 candy corn. Just
you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
What is that?
They're fantastic. I don't know what they are, but they're good. And if I come over here and you had a big stack of both of them, I'd be fine.
What about the peanut butter and the black and orange wrapper, bro?
Oh yeah.
You know I'm talking about that sticky. peanut butter flavor.
Oh, yeah.
One of them, some of them's black wrapper, some of them's
It's got the white in the middle.
No, it's just peanut butter.
Okay.
It's a black wrapper or an orange wrapper.
All right.
It's just peanut butter.
I'll have to look.
And the paper's always stuck to it. You can't never get all the paper off of it.
It's good stuff. I can't believe people don't like candy corn.
Ah, man, there's a whole ordeal out there.
I knew it become a big deal on Facebook. I never paid much attention to it.
That's crazy. People's crazy.
Candy corn's good.
So after the off week, candy corn weekend, November 2nd, they're going to get started. They're going to come home again. Have they got any away games?
Them or I will play at home.
Do they play away any? Is the bus ready? No, it's tort. We got to play at home. They're playing at home again. They're going to play Stanford.
They'll be all right.
Dean.
Stanford's not what they were 10, 12 years ago.
They're at home again. They're going to play Duke. Oh, my God. Then they're going to take another week off and rest up from Stanford and Duke. Then they're going to go to Georgia Tech and to North Carolina. Is there any possibility Georgia Tech? I've heard some mumblings and bumblings.
I think Georgia Tech's going to be better.
I know we need to look into that because I don't know enough to sit here and say Georgia Tech's got a shot to beat them because as of just what I know, I don't think they do.
Can this bunch here go 10-2?
I don't know, man. But can Mac Brown get it done on November the 30th, December 7th?
Yes,
ACC?
definitely.
Can Mac Brown beat them?
Oh yeah, but I can't. I'm not married to it. I can't say yes that they're going to.
Lord, man.
Man, I think they could go 10-2.
That schedule sounds well. They went 9-4 last year. They lost to Notre Dame 45-24. They lost to Louisville 13-10. I remember that game. They shouldn't have lost that game.
Yeah, they're probably better.
They lost to Duke 24-3. Something happened. That game got away from them.
Was pretty good last year.
Well, their quarterback, he took off and went to
Notre Dame. Yeah.
So then they come off week. Well, they won the rest of their games and they lost in the Pop-Tart Bowl. Of course, they lost 28-19. I said earlier to K-State, which their quarterback said Ohio State.
Man, I don't know. It sounds to me like they had a pretty good year last year because you're giving me those scores and none of those are ridiculous.
But the games they lost, the only one they play again is Duke. And I think they can handle them this year.
It's not going to be as good.
Yeah.
I think they lose. I'm trying to say that playing – just to make it interesting. But I think they lose to Clemson and Tennessee.
Look, November 4th last year, they beat Miami 20-6.
Beat Miami. Who were their quality wins last year? Miami. Did they beat North Carolina?
They beat Virginia Tech 35-28. They beat North Carolina 39-20. That last part of the season, they beat Clemson, Miami, Wake, Virginia, and North Carolina.
Okay, I'm going way out there. 11-1.
Gosh, hold on.
Possible.
Now that was last year, and that's what they lost some people. They did. But with McCall back there slinging the ball now, and you got that receiver Concepcion coming back.
No, I'm joking around. I think 9-3. Definitely.
I don't know why they couldn't win. They got to be 9.5.
I'd say they'd be 9.5 for sure. Well, we have Iowa at 8.5. I think this bunch may be 9.5.
There you go, people. That's the case, and that's it. North Carolina State.
All those home games. Wow.
The Wolfpack.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, I mean, what do y'all think?
I think that's definitely two, which, like Matt said earlier, nothing wrong with that. I think that's two definite top 25 on the final poll teams. I'm talking about at the end. This is our top 25. And I'll be honest, I don't see how you can fire a coach if he finishes in the top 25. Unless it's at Ohio State, Alabama, or Georgia.
If they win 10 games,
they're
getting the playoffs. This team could really, with McCall,
I think they're going to be good.
With Grayson and Concepcion and Waters and that Rogers kid catching the ball too. They got some good receivers, man. I played them on the game. They got some guys that can catch the ball, and they got a good tight end. I can't remember his name, but on the game he was good.
Oh, I just read about Concepcion. He's a stud. Mm-hmm. He did that on about 30. He did that 300 yards on about 35 or 40 carries too. But you said they run him on jet sweeps, right? That's
on the game. They have that package, how they use him. If McCall can just stay out of trouble, and I told you the lineman they have coming back, this left tackle, All-American guy, they got the center from Notre Dame. So you got a guy.
Oh, I was just
burning my ears. I forget about him. So they got a good foot. I mean, they're further around getting this playoff.
I think they could make the playoff.
Absolutely.
But now I do not think Iowa will make the playoff. I don't think their schedule is going to be tough. I don't know. I don't know. You're gonna have to be pretty good to make this playoff.
I tell you, North Carolina State. What y'all
has
think?
A better chance of making the playoff than Iowa.
What y'all think? North Carolina State got a shot at this? Now, what if they get in the playoffs and float around and meet let's say they meet
they are Cinderella. You remember what happened in '83?
Let's think of a good mid team that'll get in the playoffs. They'll be about number 7 or 8. LSU,
Utah, LSU, maybe Tennessee.
Let's see if they meet. Let's see if North Carolina State meets Utah. Cam Rising against McCall.
I think this old Tennessee game is going to be a big.
That'll
game.
tell. That'll help. We'll know. Yeah. But it's week 2, and they'll be healthy. But are they going to be healthy and not blow it at the end of the year and play North Carolina and Coach Brown put a smack on them and blow them out of the? That'll kill them. It'll make them. It'll be 9-3. Yeah. It'll kill them in the playoff chances. They're going to have to listen. These smaller teams. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to.
Now, North Carolina State or Iowa can't go 9-3.
You got to win 10. If you don't win 10, you're not top 10. Not unless the funkiest storm that happened since Alabama and got in because of Iowa State.
There's no teams left, for some reason.
The number 1 team, say Ohio State runs it, and they're 10-2.
Yeah.
Georgia 9-3 at number 2. Say Georgia's number 2 in the nation, they're 9-3.
Right.
Well, you may be able to get in.
You see what I'm saying? Yes. Yeah.
And Bama dumps 3 games. You got number 8 ranked Bama. It's 9-3. I don't know. I'm just saying.
These teams like North Carolina State and Iowa, though, they're going to have to win 10.
Yeah.
The only ones that are going to only win 9 are some of these SEC teams with these horrible schedules.
Yeah, like Florida.
Yeah.
If Florida wins 9,
they're going to be in the playoff.
They better be in the playoff.
They may be in the playoff if they go 8-4.
Because if they win 9, that means they would have beat 6 ranked teams, and some of them probably a lot of them in the top 10. Probably.
Yeah. They can go 7-5, and they got to pull 2 or 3 upsets.
Let's see what we got at Peanut Gallery, and we'll get out of here, Dean. Coach Short, thank you for coming by, and good to see you at Media Days the other day. Hope you're doing well. Shout out and love to you, family, and everybody. And JB says candy corn is delicious. Absolutely, it is. Birds, you son of a gun. Where is he? Is Bird still?
This is about this.
Is Bird's on the private plane still traveling the world? Is he back?
I think he's over at the Olympics. We got him over there covering. Remember,
Birds, you got to get back in States. We got to have you back on here because we need to talk about Georgia right now.
Yeah, we got to.
Peanut Gallery. Jeff Anderson says North Carolina State will go 7-2 with Syracuse and Duke, and toss-ups to McCord is the starting QB at Syracuse. Oh, okay.
Oh
yeah.
Which they'll be better.
Yeah.
They'll be better.
They'll win.
They were bad.
They're going to win 9 games, Jeff. You count on the old Wolfpack.
They were bad. The old Wolfpack. We may just start pulling for them. What you think, Jeff? Join us.
Yeah, Short Todd got excited, Coach Short. He said 11-1. What are you smoking? Well, he got fired up.
Is it possible? No, I don't think it is. I don't think 10-2 might be.
Let me tell you,
they just don't have a very hard, difficult schedule.
Well, they're at home a lot. Let me tell you how they go 11-1. Tennessee comes and plays them at neutral site.
Yeah, they upset them.
Who's sold on Nico Amalava?
I think he's a real deal, isn't he?
I liked him, but we really didn't see him play a lot. Have we? We just don't know.
No.
Now, I know from the game that Tennessee's gloated. And I also know their defense. That Pierce Jr., whatever. Mm-hmm. I had Alabama and I was playing Tennessee. Mm-hmm. I couldn't stay. Milroe was getting sacked. He couldn't do nothing with him.
Right.
Nothing. You left tackle at Bama?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
If he blitzed that end, if he's over your left tackle and he comes off at end, he's pretty much getting in the backfield whenever he wanted to.
Right.
And I'm just playing on varsity level. I'm not even playing it on All-American. I got it on like the second hardest. I don't play it on freshman level. North Carolina, if they can beat them, Wolfpack beats the Volunteers.
I wouldn't count on it. I wouldn't bet with Vegas on them going 11-1. But I mean, it's not just ridiculous.
It's not unfathomable to think that they could beat Tennessee because we just don't know.
We don't know. I wouldn't think they would.
Concepcion may get up there and get on fire.
We don't know.
How good's Tennessee's D-backs? I mean, what do they got going on? We talked about them. It's been 6 weeks ago. I don't remember.
Nothing great. They were better on Tennessee makes their money on offense, most.
Well, that's their that style, that type of run and shoot type stuff.
But they were better on defense last year.
We'll find out. Now, Birds.
This is bad.
Ra Thomas, for the second time, is now arrested again for abuse to a minor.
For the second felony, the first time. It's on something, some kind of family domestic thing.
Coming in from Mississippi State, Coach Smart decided to be the nice guy and give him a second chance. Young man needs to play football. Obviously, he's got anger issues. And most football players, are good ones, do. Have you ever noticed that?
Oh, yeah.
They just do.
Yeah.
Not all. I didn't say all. Ray Lewis is one of the most well-known tear-your-face-off guys, and he was supposedly killed a man. Never found guilty. Got thrown out in court.
They could say he killed him all day. There wasn't no evidence.
But other than that, I've never heard nothing about him really. Besides that, right?
Besides being involved in that,
yeah.
I don't think he actually did ever.
Right.
They ever said he did it.
Not everybody's a psycho that plays football. Right. Everybody's not. Who's the guy that played at Pittsburgh with no teeth?
Oh, Jack
Lambert.
Yeah.
But supposedly he was like the nicest family guy. He played. I heard he played Santa Claus.
He was not on the court,
But I heard he played Santa Claus at the mall up there every year.
Really?
Yeah, Jack Lambert.
Huh.
Big softy. Big old soft teddy bear. But Ra this is twice this has happened. Dean, how many cases and what other have they got going on besides that? All
right. Well, first, before I ask that, I'm just going to use
how about the other 24?
College football team, not Alabama, because we're a little biased towards Alabama, but Auburn. How many arrests has Auburn? If you had to guess, Auburn players, how many? Maybe 5 arrests in this offseason. 3? Let's say 3.
I don't know any.
I don't know any, but let's just okay. Georgia has 25, man. 1/3 of their team has been arrested this offseason.
How many?
25.
And they involve such as?
Well, you got this by Ra Thomas, but most of it is driving, drunk driving, reckless driving, racing, spinning out, this street racing. Some of their top players have been involved in that. 25 arrests is absolutely ridiculous. And obviously, hey, I'll say it because it's happened to me before. I've never coached on a level like Kirby Smart, but I have coached middle school ball, and I've been in charge of teams before. By gosh, they let me know when I didn't have control of my team. And obviously, he does not have any control over this team. Am I being too harsh?
I don't think
25 arrests? Come on, man. I mean, is that a misprint? And I think you ought to get rid of Thomas.
Yeah, who's in favor of Ra being thrown off the team?
Not because it's just his second offense. He's already got a felony.
I think it's because of what kind of offense.
Yeah, and, we don't know the whole story. And if it comes out that he didn't do much, maybe you can reinstate him. But right now, I think there needs to be suspension handed out for 4 games, something.
Kirby's big on like Saban.
His leading tackler's been arrested.
He's going to be in-house punishment, and I don't know. I hadn't heard Kirby. Is there any comments of Kirby on this matter?
No, I didn't see much. I mean, he's doing like Saban. He's kind of keeping it in. And I don't know why. I don't understand what's going on. I'm not blaming it on Kirby Smart at all. But who is this group of kids? 25 arrests?
Yeah, I heard one of them was like the speed limit around campus is 35, and these kids are running like 60, 70 miles an hour on these 35-mile-an-hour roads. A lot of drinking, a lot of racing. They'll go down these interstates up there on 20, and they'll get out there and they'll go from what they call a rolling kick. You roll about 20, 30 miles an hour and you kick it and they take off and they like, 2 cars wide running, cars off the road or just being a big endangerment. So I'd suggest that your Georgia State Patrol gets a hand in on this. And I do know this for sure. You know this too. You ain't thought about this. The big sponsor of Georgia High School Football Championship Series, GHASA, it's Georgia State Patrol. Every time we go to those games over there, and when you watch them on TV, they run a lot of ads for Click It or Ticket. They're really big, and the Georgia State Patrol has a big thumbprint on high school football, Alabama championship in Georgia, high school football. So me, with it being on the front of my mind, because Marcus is he's applied for trooper school yesterday.
Right. Well, it's great. I'm happy for it.
With that being on front of my mind, I'm thinking if I'm captain, lieutenant, Georgia State trooper, we need to get a handle on this. You're part of it too.
That's bad. You
need to get Kirby, and we need to have like governors and people set up. This team represents the state of Georgia on a high level. You're back-to-back champions. I think you had a pretty good year last year. And I think you got one of the better offenses supposedly coming back this year. Top-notch staff. Dean?
I mean,
I'm giving a fallout of what I think, how they should handle it. I think this is a huge problem. I think it is way out of hand. I think Kirby has got to stop overlooking it. Stop doing whatever it is how you're handling it. Obviously, it hadn't worked. And he said that they have punished. I heard this from one of the guys on the podcast, Pate or Crane, one of them. They dig in their NIL money.
They should.
So, you get a $50,000, NIL deal. Well, we're taking 10 of it. Keep your butt out of trouble.
I like that.
Which they do that. But I'm calling for Georgia State Patrol because they are a big advocate for road safety in Georgia. They sponsor the high school state games in Georgia. I look for them to get involved. The governor, when he have a big meeting, I think they need to he needs to come out on TV and speak about this and say, the dollar stops with me. I'm the head coach. I'm not in the car with them controlling everything, but I got somebody's got to be held accountable.
No, I told Matt before I came on that I was going to have to duck out a little early, but before I leave, you're not going off yet here.
Yeah, we're done.
Oh, I've got to be somewhere at 8 on the dot. But let me say this, and I don't care who it offends. And I love you, Big Mike, Benton.
Yeah.
I hope this don't end their friendship.
No, they know.
This is absolutely
they understand.
Ridiculous.
They got kids too.
Ridiculous. And you know what? I don't care nothing about this Georgia team no more.
Well, something's got to be done. It's a big problem.
And Matt can tell you, I've always been a Bama fan, but have I not always liked Georgia?
No, man.
Auburn's not my second favorite team.
No,
Georgia
absolutely
is my second favorite team, and this is just absurd.
I'm not an Auburn hater. I'm more of a Notre Dame hater.
And, there's been people killed. That little wreck there in the I don't know. And there's no excuse. There's no excuse a Georgia fan, which I don't think they'll try, can make.
Well, Georgia fans can't be mad at us. We're just telling you what happened.
And this is absolutely insane.
They know it. They're not stupid. They read the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. They know what's going on campus.
Yes.
And I don't want to hear, well, Bama had kids give money. I don't care what happened 5 years. Well, Auburn had kids busting out hotels smoking dope. I don't care. We're talking about your pro. Don't divert. Stick it to the plan. Uncle Lou, I'm sure he's watching. Old booger picker, old DUI self, been arrested and stuff. I'm sure he knows it too. And all his fans, I'm not talking about him. I'm not trashing him. People know he had a DUI drinking problem. Lou, your dogs has got problems. They need to get some bigger people involved in this because Kirby's not going to do it. We got to get in a room for the love of Jesus of the kids. It's got to stop.
Well, guys, I don't care. You can say whatever about Auburn, Alabama. There ain't nobody, including pro teams, had 25 off-season arrests.
I don't want. Yeah, I mean, Michigan, Harbaugh, he's feeding kids chicken fingers. He's feeding kids chicken fingers. He got in trouble, got put on probation, stealing plays and signs. They had to forfeit games. There's kids dying because of bad decisions by kids. And you know what? I'm not judging any of them because you know who was the number one used to run it down the street and race and had a Mustang? I had 4 of them. You know how many races? You know how many races I've been in?
Yeah.
A lot. You know how many times I probably endangered somebody and run them off the road? Too many times.
Well,
I'm guilty of doing it. And I was doing the same thing they're doing right now. I did it too. But don't make it right.
25 arrests.
Kirby, I lost my license 3 times.
25 arrests?
I'm telling on myself.
Yeah.
It took me forever to get them back.
Right.
And I've had them back straight since I lost them when I was like 18, 19, 20, 21 for racing. It's Kirby, you got to own this. I need to make a public.
I'm not blaming it on him at all.
He's got to make a public announcement. Hey, this is a thing here I'm dealing with. I would like to bring the governor. We're going to bring Lieutenant in from Georgia State Patrol because they're such a high school sponsor for this state in the high school championship series at GHASA. It's a problem. I need to get people involved. They're out there on the roads working wreck scenes. Can we have a little bit of let's keep an eye on our own? Okay. Yeah. Let's keep an eye on our guys here. And I know they need a job to patrol in the highways and they have a job to help everybody. You know, these players are out there. Keep an eye on these guys and it's got to stop. Put them in jail. He plays football at Georgia. So there you go, buddy. All right, we'll see you, man. Just keep it slow, okay? Go Dogs.
He's going 190.
There's a problem now.
There's no doubt in my mind. You want to talk about Miami in the 80s? They didn't have 25 players arrested in the off season.
I'll say this. I'll end it with this.
Come on.
There's a problem with kids speeding in general.
Or okay, let me ask one, then I'll shut up. Is the cops being too rough on them? No. Okay, go ahead.
No, I don't think so.
All right.
We just had a Alabama ex-player running way over 100 miles an hour, killed a woman.
Yeah. I mean, all teams have that go on.
I mean, it don't matter if he was playing at Bama. He was not a college player at the time. Mm-hmm. But it don't matter. I'm just using him. There's a problem with speeding.
Yeah.
These young guys got a lot of money and they're flying around these cars up and down the road. Guys, slow down. Slow down, okay? So, Georgia, Coach Smart, we know y'all figured out. Jeff Anderson, we love you guys. And Coach Short, thank y'all for coming by and hanging out with us. Let's get off here. Let's go eat some dressing. I got dressing.
We got some dressing.
Yeah. Next week, we'll be back. 2:46.
We enjoyed it, guys.
See y'all. Thank you, man.